problem? Problem is Nigeria not get money again.
Good evening. Today, the 24th of February 2024, I want to thank every one of you who joined our symposium and our discussion, which says, if God knows the end from the beginning, then how can we make a choice? If God knows the end from the beginning, then did Adam and Eve, was Adam and Eve set up to fail right from the beginning? And we were able to speak about God's predeterminative will and man's free will. I want to thank all of you for being a part of it. Our next meeting will be on the 9th of March, and I'll just take this short time to just go back and speak about what we spoke about. But before I do that, I think it's pertinent that I lend my voice on certain issues which I've seen happening in our precious and beloved country. Recently, I saw a video. I saw this video of a cleric, a Muslim cleric, asking for the beheading or the assassination of the First Lady.
Yanzu shi Tulumbu mata ta arniya ce, kuma ko arniya oga ce daga cikin arna. Ita ma hukuncin da Allah ya ce a kashe ta. Don mi tana cikin shugabannin arna. Fasto. Haka Qur'ani ya magana. Jagorora na kahirci Allah ya ce a kashe su. Jama'a in an ce wance fasto ta me matsayinta? Jagora. In an ce liman me matsayin shi? Jagora. To jagororin kahirci Allah ya ce a kashe su. Ba irin ahlul kitabin da Allah ya ce a aura bane ita matan Tinubu. Sannan kuna ganin wanda ya gagara musuluntar da ɗaya da mata ta shekaru a ce ko muslim ticket ne.
Now, I personally did not support this administration, but I think that we owe it to ourselves to frown seriously at anyone who frowns at our sacred institutions and our sacred laws. It is a terrible thing for a person who claims to represent God to come on national TV and ask for the beheading of Nigeria's First Lady. That is a terrible offense. And I think that the federal government should not let this go slide by. I think the president owes it to his honor and the honor of the office of the president to not allow this to slide by. Also, I would like to speak concerning a video that I saw. I will let you watch the video before I talk about it.
When I remember, after COVID, now I started to shout. Say wahala they come. Say problem they come. Say the way that they do something for Nigeria, it will create problem for us. When I remember, but everybody they shout, say, oh, the man don't come, and so trouble is a big make. Anyway, not be that one I can't talk. The trouble don't come now. So maybe we sit down, see how we will come out of it. I know one this like person when now say bad news. No. From what I know, this problem is not going to come out, it's not going to go away soon. We just start. I'm sorry about not that the truth. I know the lie to I don't feel lie to my people. This problem is not going to come out soon. Because the way we're supposed to address them will never start. Everybody still they blame each other, they talk each other. I get one the minister for information, just they open mouth, they talk anyhow. Rather than us sit down to say problem, they make all of us come together, see how we will resolve this problem. Some people still they do politics with crisis when we get. What will be the problem? Problem is for many years now, we spend money when we don't get. Nigeria not get money again.
Now, Governor Basiki, was speaking about how our nation is in serious trouble, and this was the point that got to me was when he said we are spending money that we do not have. It reminds me of certain comedians that have made certain videos and certain things that we have heard, even though these are not facts that we can truly say that we can verify because we are not in the higher echelons of government. But you can deduce from certain things that these things are true, that our nation is indebted in such a way that it's almost as though we no longer have a nation. Now, I love Nigeria with a great passion, and I think that it's high time we truly speak as it does to the problem. And that is why on the night of February, on the night of March, we'll be talking about Nigeria and the things we need to do, because there are solutions. Like I was saying, there are solutions, but these solutions require our joint efforts. And so, see you on the night of March. Now, to summarize what we spoke about today, the Bible says in the book of Isaiah, chapter 46 and verse 10, I am the Lord, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient time the things that are not yet done, saying, my purpose shall stand, and I will do all that I please. This is God declaring that He knows the end from the beginning, and we are asking a simple question: if God knows the end from the beginning, then how can you make a choice? Now, when a divine being says, by this time tomorrow, you are going to do so and so and so. Now, whether it tells you that or it doesn't tell you, the divine being already knows what you're going to do. So that does that mean that you are not really making a choice and everything you are doing is determined? Or do we truly have free will? Now, the first thing I want you to understand is that the word free will is a word coined by humans, and every word has a imagined concept that we put behind it. And the unfortunate thing is that because our minds are imperfect, our ideas, our perceptions, and our ideologies are also imperfect. So the way we imagine the word free will is not exactly the way it is in the reality of God. Yes, we do have the will to choose our decisions, to make our decisions. And it seems to us as though it is free. But if you look at it thoroughly, you see that some certain choices are more free than others. For example, as a man, I would really love to fly. I right from when I was a child, I've seen the Superman movies. I would have loved to fly, but I cannot just simply choose to fly. To make that choice, I have to pay certain prices. So not every decision is free. Not every will is free. Even though we have free will, it's not everything that is free. And even the things that have been given to us freely, for example, a bird can simply choose to fly at any time. That decision to fly has been predetermined for the bird, because if it was not determined that it should fly, it would not be able to fly in the first place. Therefore, the thing we have to understand is that, number one, God is able to create in such a way that he can make everything obey His will, and that will be everything will be automated. And there are certain things like that, inanimate objects like the sun, the moon, they follow their orbits, they follow their courses, trees and all that. They are not given the permission to make choices of their own. They are bound to the will of God. But creatures like man, we are not totally bound to the will of God. We actually have the capacity to disobey the will of God. We have the capacity to refuse, to rebel against the will of God. And that is actually the gift that we call free will. In fact, what you must understand is that for God to give you free will, He must sacrifice His own capacity to wield His will over you, or His control over you. Because what He has done, He has given you the capacity to control yourself. And so for God to give you free will, He must sacrifice His will. That means that for God to give you free will, it must kind of not permit an element of chance into his predeterminations. Also, you must understand that for God to give you free will, what he's really doing is giving you the capacity to disobey him. So let's say, for example, the will of God is for you to buy a red car. You can choose to buy a yellow car, a blue car, a white car. Now, the point is that for God to give you that free will, then what God has really done is to give you the capacity to disobey him. And in fact, the fact that he has given you the free will means that if you don't disobey God, you might not, the creature can argue that it is not free. Let me say this. For free will to be known as free, the proof is that you must disobey. So that God gave creatures free will means that he has already bound them to disobedience. And does that mean that God determines that you should disobey him? No, but it simply means that it's inevitable that if for free will to be free, then it must disobey. It will inevitably disobey. But we'll talk about it more on the night of March, and I hope to see you. I hope to hear from you. God bless you. If you would like to be a part of the meetings, the link will be pinned to the comments. You can join the group, and I think that's it. God bless you. See you on the night of March, Saturday. God bless you, and until next time, I am Pastor Israel.